Before time began, before light pierced the infinite void, there was only the silence. It was not an empty nothingness, but a paradox of fullness, a limitless potential coiled into a single unknowable point. Within the silence, all that ever could be lay dormant, waiting for the moment to burst forth into being. No one knows how long the silence reigned. Time had no meaning in this state, but deep within the heart of this infinite stillness, tension began to build. It was a pressure born of promise, an ache to unfold. The potential compressed itself tighter and tighter, pulling inwards as though the weight of existence bore down on it. This was the seed of everything, a singularity teeming with energy, matter, and the laws that would one day govern the universe. And then, in a moment of unimaginable power, the silence shattered. A single blinding spark ignited, the first light in the dark. This was the first moment, the event that set everything into motion. The singularity erupted in a cataclysm of energy, a cosmic birth cry so loud it echoed across the dimensions, tearing apart the void and flooding it with heat and light. This explosion, known as the Big Bang, was not destruction, but creation on the grandest scale. Energy raced outward, forming the first particles of matter quarks, leptons and photons. These particles were chaotic, colliding and annihilating in a frenzy. But as the universe expanded, it began to cool, and this cooling allowed order to take root. In the first seconds after the bang, the particles began to combine. Quarks came together to form protons and neutrons, and these in turn joined to create the simplest elements, hydrogen and helium. The cosmos was still a raging inferno, but it had taken its first steps toward complexity. As time stretched on, the universe continued to expand and cool. In its first 380,000 years, it remained an opaque, superheated plasma where light could not yet travel freely. But then, a pivotal moment arrived, the recombination era. The scattered particles paired up to form neutral atoms, and the cosmos became transparent for the first time. Light, freed from its imprisonment, surged outward, becoming the cosmic microwave background, a faint glow that still whispers of those ancient days. In this newly transparent universe, gravity began its patient work. The delicate threads of this invisible force pulled hydrogen and helium together, forming immense clouds. Over millions of years, these clouds condensed under their own weight, heating and compressing until at last the first stars ignited. These early stars were giants, burning hot and bright, their lives short and tempestuous. In their fiery cores, the process of nuclear fusion transformed simple elements into heavier ones, carbon, oxygen and iron. When these stars exhausted their fuel, they died in spectacular explosions, supernovas that scattered their enriched guts across the cosmos. From this cosmic debris, new stars and planets would one day form. The explosions also seeded the universe with the elements necessary for life. Nebulae, vast clouds of gas and dust, blossomed across the heavens, their colourful tendrils a nursery for new stars. Within these nebulae, matter swirled and collided, forming planetary systems around young stars. These systems were chaotic at first, with protoplanets smashing together and moons coalescing from debris. But over billions of years, many of them settled into stable orbits, creating havens for what was to come. One such haven was a small, rocky planet orbiting a modest star in the outskirts of an unremarkable galaxy. This planet, Earth, began its life as a molten sphere, battered by asteroids and bombarded with radiation. But as it cooled, water collected on its surface, forming oceans. In these waters, the building blocks of life assembled themselves into something extraordinary. The first living molecules were simple, chains of carbon that could replicate themselves. Yet over time they became more complex, evolving into cells, then multicellular organisms, and eventually creatures that could walk, swim and fly. Life flourished on Earth, adapting to its environment and shaping it in return. Eons passed, and among the teeming diversity of life, one species emerged with the ability to wonder. Humans looked up at the stars and asked questions, seeking to understand their origins. They built telescopes to peer into the depths of space and devised theories to unravel the mysteries of creation. Through human eyes, the universe began to know itself. The cosmos, once an unthinking expanse of matter and energy, now became aware of its own grandeur. The silence that had birthed everything found a voice in those who dared to ask, "Why are we here?" And so, the story of the cosmos continues. From its fiery beginnings to its current splendor, it is a tale of transformation, chaos giving way to order, and simplicity blossoming into complexity. Somewhere, deep in the fabric of space and time, the echoes of the silence still linger, whispering to those who listen. From me you were born. Through you I am seen.